Shawn Reeves is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Shawn's here to tell us about the Bluegrass Theatre Guild's spring production of American Son.
Yes, we're partnering with Message Theater out of Lexington. It's a partnership that's been in the works for a few years now, and we're really thrilled to be putting this show on.
And I know you already had a showing in Lexington last weekend.
Yes, we did. We did 3 shows at the Penn Miller Downtown Arts Center, and we had really phenomenal audience feedback. This is an intense emotional drama and deals with some somewhat sensitive subject matter. So we are doing a talk back after each of the performances and allowing the audience to give us feedback about the performances, ask questions of the cast members and me, and we really had a great feedback and great interaction.
Okay, well, tell us just a little bit about the show, what people can
Sure.
expect.
The basic premise is that there's an estranged biracial couple. It's a black woman and a white man, and they're separated, and they both get called to a Miami police station because their son has been involved in an incident. And they don't really know any more details than that. They don't know what happened. And while they're trying to find out, you see their dynamics play out in the different racial experiences that happen in the United States sometimes, and it shines a spotlight on that. Okay. And just to be clear, it's not an anti-cop movie. It's not a cops are to blame movie. It's also not a preachy Black Lives Matter. It's just it shines a spotlight from a parent point of view on the unique experiences that people have in the United States.
Okay. Well, you mentioned that it's a partnership with Bluegrass Theatre Guild and the Message Theater. Can you give us a little background about the Message Theater?
Certainly.
Are they out of Lexington?
Yeah, Message Theater was founded in 1987 by Patrick Mitchell, who's the producer of this show and one of the performers in the show, who basically in the 80s realized that there were not as many opportunities for black performers, black directors, and so on in the theater community. So they wanted to found an organization to kind of bridge that gap. Yep. Fast forward about 30 years, and a lot of arts organizations all over the United States, from Broadway to Hollywood, kind of started having a racial reckoning as well, and saying there's a lack of representation of underrepresented populations. So, Bluegrass Theatre Guild was one of those organizations that kind of had those discussions, and 30 years after Patrick Mitchell founded Message Theater, inclusion matters, representation matters. So we as a board literally wrote a proposal, and we worked with the Kentucky Arts Council to become more intentionally inclusive of underrepresented populations. So I was talking about, Patrick and I talked about me directing a show for Message Theater, and the pandemic happened, so of course everything shut down. And then as we emerged from that, we said, well, instead of me directing a show for Message, and Patrick had been in some shows with Bluegrass Theatre Guild, we said, why don't we just make it a partnership? And we'll do a weekend of shows in Lexington, a weekend of shows in Frankfurt, and it'll help both of our organizations and put an important play on.
Nice.
So that's how it came to be.
Okay, well, that's great. So we've talked a little bit about what the show is about, but what are people going to walk away with? What do you hope they walk away with?
We hope that people come away with an increased understanding about just some of the struggles that are faced by significant portions of our population in all matters, not just whether it's police involvement or that kind of a thing, but there's just a lot of different, parents have different kinds of conversations with their kids, depending on, who they are and where they come from and their background and so on.
Right. And
I really love the fact in this play that it's shown from the point of view of parents concerned about their son. Right. And everybody can relate to that.
Right. I know that, again, this is a topic that's been, very topical. Right? Something that we've seen play out, especially, during COVID, during the pandemic, when we saw, here in Louisville, the Breonna Taylor and all
Absolutely.
that. So do you have... are there people who are came to Lexington to the show that have special things they want to talk about afterwards, or
talking
groups
about
that are coming?
Basically, yes. I mean, we had some groups. There's one called SWAG, which is like Sisters Working Against Gun Violence.
Oh, wow.
And we've had support and endorsements from Focus on Race Relations here and Frankfurt Advocates Against Racism here in Frankfurt.
That's great.
Have helped spread the word about this show. It's just at the end, I think people come in kind of expecting this is going to be intense. This is going to be a mature theme and subject matter. Right. We do have a content warning on all of our promotional materials that, there are racial slurs used. There are, profanity and depictions of violence used. So, use discretion. But people come away just saying this was so powerful, this was such a bold and important choice for theater. I'm so glad you're shining a spotlight on this discussion and that kind of a thing.
Well, it opens a dialogue, opens a line of communication
Yes.
for people to talk about things that are going on and how people can react to them and address them and really just communicate with each other to better understand, how people take those situations.
Yeah.
So, I guess my question is, so why is it important, you think, for people to come see this?
Again, just to have an increased understanding about all the different kinds of points of view that are involved in things like police relations and race relations and some of those kinds of things. And it's important to see those dynamics played out. It's very much ripped from the headlines. I mean, so I don't want to give away too many plot points of the show, but you will see things up there. It's like this. I could be seeing this on the news. I could, this could be, that kind of thing.
But what you're going to see on the news is very different from a writer trying to get into the head of the perspectives of parents, right?
Yes.
And I can see where that would be really valuable, like bringing a human element to it that the news isn't going to give you.
Very much so, right? And the kind of conversations that that people have in their own homes that are private are now being put on stage, and it shines a spotlight in a way that all some of the classic theatrical productions have done.
Sure. So that's happening this weekend. Give us the details.
It is. We're going to be at the wonderful historic Bradford Hall on the Kentucky State University campus. The performances are this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Friday and Saturday shows start at 7:30. Sunday matinee is at 2. And you can get tickets at our ticket website, which is BTG for Bluegrass Theatre Guild. So btg.yapsody is YAPSODY, yapsody.com. And the tickets are only $15 a piece, which is low for a lot of tickets these days.
Yeah.
And we're offering, as a connection and a way to make the show as accessible as possible, we're offering a discount for students, faculty, and staff of Kentucky State University. So if you go to the Yapsody site and click in, students, faculty, and staff that are affiliated can enter the code KYSTATE, so KYSTATE, and it'll make the tickets only $5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're really hoping to increase interest and participation by doing that.
Okay, good deal. If people come to the door without a ticket, how can they make it happen?
They can. Yep,
Okay.
we can buy tickets there. So cash, check, or credit cards we'll
Okay.
be able to accept at the door. And if faculty and staff have an ID, they can show it at the door and get the same discount there.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, Shawn, it sounds like a really worthwhile. I think it's really neat that you all collaborated together and combined these two organizations, and so that sounds like it's going to work out really well. And it sounds like a good show and really worthwhile. So, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having us and for helping us spread the word.
Absolutely. We hope a lot of people get to come out and see it this weekend.
Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back.
Come back and talk about Footloose.
I know we've got Footloose coming up in the summer as well. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
they just wrapped up auditions,
we
so
did.
looking good.
A totally different tone on that one.
totally different tone on this one. Yeah, so we do a variety. Descendants the Musical, Miracle on 34th Street, Footloose, American Son. So we try to offer a variety.
Yeah, good deal.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so
we
much.
appreciate Bluegrass Theatre Guild being here in our community.
Thank you.